Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out with Hannah Baggaley. 1 week away from your professional debut. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, really confident. Everyone's like, are you not nervous? But I'm not. I know the effort and the hard work that me and Arnie have put in, so we're just excited now. We're excited. All the hard work's done. You know, it's fight week on Monday, so, you know, easy training only, footwork drills, movement slipping. It's going to be about technical sort of things now. All the hard work is done. So yeah, I'm just excited. The environment's nice to be in. It's going to be a good night.
When was your last spar?
It was last week with Rhiannon Dixon, so it was 10 days out, or it might have been 8 days out, I think it was. It was last Monday, so and that was really good. It was someone who puts you under pressure, makes you think, and I'm not used to people sort of being able to dominate me in the ring, so it's good being with someone who is like that and can do that and put you on the back foot and, you know, put you in your place if you get overconfident. So yeah, it was really good spar for the last one.
You just said you're not someone who's used to being dominated. Are you someone that you would describe as being the dominator?
Yeah, like I'm very aggressive. I'm definitely a come forward fighter, powerful. I like a fight. So, you know, sometimes it's maybe my downfall, to be honest. I will get in a fight when I don't need to. I will be drawn into brawls. So we've really had to like look into sort of making sure you're making a miss, making a pay. Don't get drawn in. You're going to see a big difference. Like, you know, if you YouTube me, you'll see all my early unlicensed fights. You won't see any of my older ones, and people are just not going to even believe the difference. It's fabulous.
Obviously, fighting at welterweight, you said you've got a bit of power. Can we expect a knockout?
Yeah, like, so my dad was like, are you going to knock her out? Because, like, he's my number one fan.
Everyone must be asking you that.
Every time he's like, going to knock her out, because I have knocked girls out. So you do get that question. I would love a knockout. I am just going to look to get the 4 rounds in with a competitive boxer who doesn't have a loss on a record. So you will find that hard to knock someone out like that, because she's not going to be sort of a journeywoman. So, you know, I'd love a knockout. I've definitely got the power, and I'm getting good at setting the shots up to do it now without even having to get into a kerfuffle. However, she's up for someone and she's hoping to be a prospect, so I think she'll be a bit wary. If she's got anything about her, she'll be wary. So yeah, I'd like a knockout. I think probably a late stoppage, like last round stoppage, or yeah.
What is your background? Why did you get into boxing?
Oh God, my background. So we'll do the short version, like I was saying to you off camera.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. You don't mind? Yeah, so basically I was just a bit of a boisterous kid. I grew up with just me and my dad. I do have my mum around me and stuff. It's just I've always been like a daddy's girl, so when they parted ways I went with them for various reasons. So I went with my dad, and he's always encouraged me. Like, I actually put a story on the other day on Instagram. I've not watched any Disney films or anything like that, because when I was growing up my dad had me out playing football, playing Manon on the street out with a football, annoying the neighbours, being a little shit. So obviously we have that side of me, and that's always been in me. So I started fighting stupidly in school, and my dad said, right, that's it, like, you go into boxing.
What age?
Oh my God, I think my dad was called in at like primary school. So from like 6 years old probably. It's quite bad, to be honest. But yeah, as I got older, like, you realise it's not all that. So my dad took me to a boxing gym, and it was just there. Then on, I fell in love with it. So I've got no amateur background. I am only unlicensed. However, I'm trying to get rid of this stigma about the unlicensed not being able to make it as a pro. You get all these GB girls who, you know, no disrespect, because they've earned the place in the game, but they just seem to think that we don't deserve to be here, and this is what I'm trying to break. So hopefully we can make a statement.
How are you going to prove that?
Be a good boxer, which is why I'm not going to look for a knockout. I want to show that I've got a skill set. However, I'd still love one, don't get me wrong, but yeah, like, I want to show that I can box, and I'm not that scruffy come forward fighter who used to be. So yeah.
Do you think the nerves are gonna, I don't want to say gonna get to you, but how are you gonna handle them? Because obviously pro debut, a lot of people aren't actually themselves in the ring on their pro debut.
Yeah, like, obviously there's pressure, but I feel like I'm very resilient. I've always coped well under pressure. I thrive off pressure. So to me, I actually think I'll be fine. I used to let the nerves get the better of me, and now, since I've been with Arnie, I just feel so relaxed, and I have full faith in him, and I know that he believes in me. So I know when I step through them ropes, I'm going to be confident and I'm going to be composed. I'm not going to let the night get the better of me.
No, obviously you literally just about to make your pro debut, so it's hard to say now, but by the end of your career, do you feel like there'll be 3-minute rounds in women's boxing? Because although you're just about to start, 2-minute rounds might suit you a little bit more, but for women's boxing in general, like, the longer the rounds are, the more likely we're going to see knockouts, and it's genuinely, I think, going to be, if it does happen, going to be a good thing for the sport. I don't know if you agree.
I do agree. So, again, Arnie laughs at me. When we spar girls, I'm always like, let's do another round, because I feel like 2 minutes is not enough. If you're trying to show that you're a good boxer, you need to set the skill set up, you work on your jab for there will be a couple of minutes where nothing's going on as such. So them 3-minute rounds will be perfect, because you are going to see the knockouts, you're going to see the better set of skills of boxing, because you're not trying to rush in them 2 minutes to make something happen, or, you know, to look good on the camera in 2 minutes, like, you know. So yeah, I think 3 minutes would be beneficial. I'm used to doing 3 minutes sparring, 3 minutes training. Only as you get closer to fight week do you start doing the 2 minutes to up the intensity. But yeah, I would prefer to do the 3 minutes, and I do think that would be good for women's boxing. However, I do think we need to start getting paid better before we do more work.
Who have you been sparring? Like women, men, like both? Who are the?
I spar some of the lads. I sparred Arnie's son. He's a really good boxer. He's switcher. Very heavy-handed. Not afraid to let go, which is great. He's a good boxer. I sparred Jade Taylor, who is in the Phoenix camp now. I'm not sure who she was with before. Rhiannon Dixon. Yeah, I've sparred a couple of Muay Thai girls who are trying to better their boxing, and they're quite like aggressive, come forward fight, so they're ready to put you under pressure, because that's what they're like. So it's good to sort of mix it up. We don't want to do too many of them different martial arts, but it's very hard to get sparring at my weight at short notice, because even though I've been in training for 9 weeks, we actually only took the fight on 4 weeks notice. So in them 4 weeks, we've had to like cram sparring in, so we've been trying to get like anyone and everyone who would come down. So yeah.
And last of all, how are you going to market yourself? Obviously, you're already like on social media, as like everyone is these days. But like, how are you going to market yourself as a fighter? Obviously, Katie Taylor's like the golden child. Then you got like Shannon Corney, who like likes to have a bit of an argument. You got Ebony Bridges. Like, who would you like? Well, how are you going to market yourself?
I think I'm not going to try and market myself in terms of like a specific route. I am who I am, and I think eventually after this fight you'll get to know me as a boxer, so I'll have that to go off. I'll be able to share videos with people, show people what I'm about, market that side. And I think just as a person, like, even though I am quite bonny and I'm very girly, and yet like I know that I'm a pretty girl, so like you've got that side to it, but I don't want it to just be about that. Like, I am quite a real raw person, and I have a potty mouth, I will swear, like I'm just a normal girl, and hopefully like normal girls can relate to that. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and be me and just try and be relatable.
Have you sort of understood the side of like the business side of boxing as well ahead of your pro debut?
Yeah, like it is all business. Oh my god. Yeah, it is a business at the end of the day, boxing. I do understand that you've got to sell yourself to also improve like the audience that you get, and the more bums on seat, the more views you get, the more pay, the bigger stages, and the better it is for women boxing. So yeah, I'm well aware of the boxing side in terms of business, and I am going to try and obviously play that to my advantage, just like everybody else. So yeah.
One more actually. Who's your favourite women's boxer? Who like do you look up to, and yeah, who have you looked up to for a long time?
I always say, without being cliche, but Kate Taylor, like, she's just phenomenal, and it's not even about she is a fabulous boxer, but she's just a great woman's advocate. You know, she trains hard, a work ethic. She's never out the gym. You never see her with injuries. Even though she might get them, I don't think she ever puts herself in that position, and I want to be that sort of fighter where I set my boundaries, I eat well, I train well, I fight hard, and yeah, just put the graft in, and that's what she does.
Brilliant. Really appreciate your time, and good luck next week. I'm sure we'll catch up after the fight.